guys, this is Oksana Fine Art and welcome to Technical Thursdays. In today's video, I will be talking you through my process of how I personally create background mockups. Now, why do I need to do that, you may ask? When I, for instance, decide to work on the toned paper, I sometimes would need help to see how the subject will look on a specific colored paper. So then I can just go into the Photoshop program or any other editing program and create these background mockups, and it will help me with selecting better what colored paper it may look better on. So I hope you will stay with me and enjoy the video. In this video, I want to share with you some tips on how to make background mockups to help you decide on paper color choice in your next drawing. If you rather prefer to print your own reference and cut out the subject and play with toned paper of your choice, you absolutely can do that, and that wouldn't be all wrong or anything, as we do find what works the best for us. However, the focus of this video is to show you how I take that step and simplify it by using a photo editing program, in this case Photoshop. There are other couple reasons that help me to go with this decision. One is that not everyone might have a printer at home to print out a reference. One might have a printer but would rather not waste paper for the purpose. Another reason is also not everyone has every single shade of toned paper and every brand of paper, so even if you did print your subject out, you would still need to have all different toned papers to decide on color choices. Even if you don't have a certain color of the paper, then at least you would have to play it in a photo editing program to select what paper would work with your subject, and then you can buy that specific paper in your chosen color. And you can just buy what you need instead. I will be demonstrating how I put a subject on different solid backgrounds. In this case, I chose Pastelmat paper colors, as it comes in variety of nice, beautiful shades, and I will be using Photoshop to do that. If you don't have Photoshop, you can apply a similar process to any other photo editing program of your choice and make it work. For the sake of this video, I went ahead and already created a folder under swatches, and this folder contains Pastelmat colors, as you can see right over here. Please note that this is not a full range of Pastelmat paper colors. I only selected a few. Making the swatches did take me a good amount of time to do, as I manually pulled each paper color from online and used the color picker tool in Photoshop to save all these swatches with the names in it of that specific color. You can do this step on your own and probably without as much trouble as I went through, because I think I did take a super long time, as I didn't know any other shortcuts to that method. So that's why the purpose of this video is to show you the process of actually creating mock-up backgrounds. But if you do wish me to show you in a separate video my long process of making the swatches, please do put in comments below that you are interested. Let's begin. So the first thing that you want to do is to open the photo reference of your next project in Photoshop. I took a picture of this cute bunny at the local farm, and it looks rather easy to select it and will be a great example for you to see how the selection tool works. Next, in your layers, you will notice it says background and has a log symbol to the side of it, which means that no changes can be done to it, and we shall keep it as it is in case we need to remove any other layers and go back to this original one. We will now create a background copy and work with it. To do that, left click on your mouse, hold it and drag it toward the plus icon in the lower right corner and drop it there. And now you have a background copy. With the background copy that we will be working with, the next thing you want to do, look on this left side of the screen, this panel with all the tools. Make sure you have it to quick selection tool. there is a little arrow. If you don't already have the quick selection tool but any other ones, right click your mouse. Here you can see there is a magic wand, quick selection, and object selection tools. Make sure you click on quick selection tool. That will help you better in this process. So now you want to go at the top. You have an option, select, click on it, and then you will select subject. So click on the subject. So what Photoshop does, it roughly estimates and finds the subject and selects it. And I think it did a pretty good job. Sometimes it roughly selects it and then you have to kind of adjust by playing with it to your likeness. But we are not looking for perfection here. Like here I could, if for example, I was really trying to create a detailed selection and I really cared about all these little hairs coming out or gaps. That will be a totally different purpose of the video. But in our case, we are just going to work roughly with this selection of the subject of the bunny in this case, and it will help us to put the bunny on top of desired background colors. So the next thing, now that we have the subject selected, if we went ahead and pressed backspace or delete key on the keyboard, it will just cut out our subject, our bunny, and we don't want to do that. We need to cut out our background. So what would happen, the bunny itself will then be placed on top of the transparent background. And to do that, you can right click on your mouse while you're still in that quick selection tool, and then click on select inverse. And now it pretty much inverted into the, if you're thinking like negative shapes, so it selected everything that wasn't bunny in our case. So now all this background around the bunny is selected. And there is another way that you could do that. If I Control Z to go back to the previous step, you can actually do the same thing, but by going to select and mask. Make sure you click invert, and then you pressed OK, and it also selected the background. So now with the background selected, we can go ahead and click backspace or delete key. And once we clicked that, we can't really see because we're still on that same screen, on the same layer. If you go back to your layers where it says background, there's a visibility icon. If you click on that, it shows, it deselected the visibility icon, and now we can see this transparent background. That's what it looks like. So the bunny is on our transparent background. Now let's turn it back on and just click anywhere in the space and it will deselect. All right, next step is going to be actually how we put the bunny on all these like a different range of Pastelmat colors. So to do that, make sure you're in a background copy layer, and you are going to go here at the bottom where it's like the half filled circle. Click on it. There is at the very top solid color option. Click on that, and you can select anywhere on your Pastelmat swatch color. Doesn't matter, it just shows you in the new. Click OK. Again, we can't really see anything is going on or anything changing much in front of our eyes, but we see in the layer panel here that there is an additional layer has been added. And make sure, like you can, like with the left clicking mouse, you can toggle between these, right? The color fill and that black solid color. You want to make sure it's on that first here selected. All right, so here's what we need to do next. While it's on this first color here selected, doesn't matter which color it is, you can like go to your swatches and play with, and we'll play later again with when actually after we're making it work. So now go back to select at the top, and there is a select and mask. You can do it by also shortcut Alt, Control and R, or you can just do it this way. Click on it, and here we kind of see like a transparent solid color. Now please click invert, and it's turned from transparent solid color into the opaque, like really solid. Press OK. All right, it covered our bunny, right? Okay, we don't want to do that. We are not able to see the subject, which is our purpose. So what you have to do is to drag this entire layer underneath your background copy. So left click on your mouse, hold it and drag it underneath. And now our bunny appeared. All right. So when we are still at the color selection right here, not this white rectangle, but this where we change our colors. If you go back to your swatches and just click on all these colors, if I double click, it will tell me the name light blue or wine. That way I know which paper I would need to buy if I decided, okay, this is what is going to work with my subject and I'm going to go with that paper color. Also, another thing that we can do is you can press V key on your keyboard or the move tool on the left side panel here, and you can actually move your bunny, and it will help you to position on the paper better. But make sure that if you do want to start applying different colors again, you're going back to this layer and select that the color, the solid color, and then you can go to your swatches and again play with colors. So this is Buttercup, for example. Now I really liked the wine color. So this is, for example, how if you're satisfied and you want to save it on your computer, you can do that. And to save it on your computer, it's pretty easy. You will go into File, and then you can go to Save As, and make sure it's under Save As. And also where you're saving as a type, please select JPEG or PNG, depending your preference. And then you just select where on the computer you want to save it under. And then you would press Save. So I'm just showing you how to do that if you are satisfied. And then you can, for example, go to another color and save that under your computer, and then you can open them up and see how they will look and decide on the colors, which paper to buy for the future for this specific project. So I hope it will roughly give you an idea what you could do for your own background mockups for any subject of your choice. Thank you for staying with me and watching the video. I hope you found it helpful. And for some, maybe it has been a totally new and different process. And if you wish to use it, I would be more than happy to see this method working for you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.